It's funny, those key things are just one line of encouragement or advice or coaching from somebody can make such a huge impact. Just like you said, don't ride for a 10, ride for a 5, and how much better it went. Doesn't mean you don't want the upper end, but
It means you take the pressure off and kind of allow your horse to do the best they can instead of forcing it and wanting it too much. If you want it too much, usually it's not for the right reasons anyway.
right.
You get in your own way and mess it up. But if you take the pressure off and you just enjoy the journey, which everybody always talks about, you don't really understand it until you get to a point where you're like, oh, like the journey actually is the fun part.
Yeah.
So developing the horse is the fun part, at least for me. Like, if I never showed for the rest of my life, I would be okay with that. I would still do the same stuff.
Do you know how often I say that just about every single day?
Yeah, it's important, and if you're really only doing it because you want to go to the Olympics, you should quit. Which nobody likes to hear that, but it's 5 minutes in the ring. You have a ring in your backyard too. It's really not that different. And if you don't love the everyday, it's not going to be worth it.
For those of you who ride with me a lot, do you know how refreshing it is to ride with someone at the top of her game in a completely different part of the industry? She's gonna brag on you, gold medal winner, Olympian, and
Oh no, I didn't win an Olympic medal.
no, you didn't.
It's
Okay.
like it was a young rider competition, but it was a very long time ago.
Can't be that damn long ago. Now, see, I can look at myself in the mirror and go, man, that was a long time ago.
Probably 10 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, 10 years. Roughly.
10 years is nothing. So anyway, I love it that this is a big-time dressage horse. And Lindsay rides over the barn this morning. Hey, want to go out on trail ride and just go cruising around? Yes. Actually, I damn sure do. But it's so refreshing to, like I started to say, to be riding alongside somebody who is such an accomplished, just beautiful rider, riding literally some of the world's greatest dressage horses. And I had to ask her if I could record some of our conversation because we are so like-minded. It's crazy. Very refreshing.
A lot of the stuff is so similar. It's the same kind of pressure. It's the same kind of. The good parts are the same. The bad parts are the same. The whole idea of training is very similar. It's all extremely similar. It's just different tack and some different movements. But at the end of the day, a horse is a horse.
That's fact. And though, I go all over the country and I ride with all breeds, all walks of life, some people are just trail riders, and that's fine. And I have some people say, well, I'd come to your clinic, Greg, but I'm just a trail rider. I'm like, well, you want to come back alive from your trail ride? Horsemanship matters. It doesn't matter. This isn't show pin stuff. This is just correct riding. Will improve the life of your horse and make things a hell of a lot more enjoyable for you if you're not fighting with them and trying to drive them around like a spud truck. I think the thing I love most about dressage is that you have to have just an effortless control over such a magnificent animal, and your movements are so subtle. That's what I strive for. People ask me, what's your goal? And I said, I don't care if it's you know, sorting cattle in an alley out on a ranch or in a ranch riding pattern or a reining pattern, whatever I'm doing horseback, I want it to look like we're one unit. We're, you know, I don't want people seeing my hands getting crazy. I don't want them to see really any change even in my leg position.
Right.
I want it to look like it's just one unit going around there. And of all the disciplines I can think of, nothing matches my goals more than dressage. I think
That's our goal. To be able to move the horse around with very minimal aid.
yep.
But also like get as much power and harmonious power and activity and get the most out of the horse with the smallest amount of aid.
Amen.
But
See,
harmony is a big deal too. Like,
oh,
you can get some
absolutely.
big reactions out of horses, but you can also do it in a not nice way. So the whole point is to do it in a really harmonious, fluid way. And you can tell, like in the test, if you watch warm-ups and you watch like, you know, people's tests and stuff, like, yeah, I don't care if you have any mistakes in your test, like as long as you have like a really quality, harmonious ride, that means more to me than you know, a ride that maybe lacks harmony but is technically maybe very accurate or something. I think the harmonious rides could probably score better in general.
And
But it's nice.
see,
Like harmony is
see why I love riding with this gal? She's like, she's got it to understand the reality of it all and what is true and correct, and it's nice to hear her talking about having a great ride. A harmonious ride is more important than just the score or the prize. Like we just,
look, if you don't care about anything but score or the end goal, it's just not. That's not the point. The whole point is to love what you're doing, and yeah. So showing is like maybe 1% of the whole thing. That's the part that everybody sees. So yeah.
see, I knew she was great, folks, but just in the last 30 minutes, I found out where her heart really is and where her passion truly lies, and it is so refreshing to ride with somebody who thinks and feels as I do about the whole show thing. You know, I'm sure she's like me. When you go to town, you dang sure want to win, but it's not about the win, it's about the ride.
Yeah, and the winning is like...
Hey, there's your dog.
The winning is... The stars have to align. Like, everybody out there is good. Everybody has a nice horse. Like, at the championship, all the riders are good, all the horses are good. It's whoever has a good ride on that day, like, good for them. That's great.
Yeah.
Just because somebody, like, maybe beats you that day doesn't mean you gotta hate them.
No, and
that's
that's...
what I see a lot of like, the people that win. Like, everybody's like, oh, screw her, you know. And it's like, she had a good day. That's a good thing. You can be nice to people that beat you.
Right.
It's okay. It doesn't make you any less of a rider if they beat you.
The only thing that upsets me is when judging is truly wrong, and I'm not upset thinking that you screwed me. It pisses me off that you screwed my horse.
Yeah.
That's what upsets me.
It
And
happens, and you see it.
Sure.
You see it, and
I was
you
at...
know that going in, and that's where it's really, really important that you love what you do when you're not showing.
Yep.
You gotta love your horse whether the judge does or not, and that's okay. They're human too.
Oh yeah. Well, it's one person's opinion any given day, or 5 people's opinions, or however many are.
And
They're
if
behind
there's
the
politics
pencil.
happening behind the doors, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Right.
So if you have a nice test and you really love your horse and you have the opportunity to show there in the first place, that's got to be good enough.
Right. I have a quarter horse stud, Playboy, that truly is the nicest horse I've ever thrown a leg over. There is literally nothing that horse will not do and do well. And I had taken him to, I won't say the association's name, because that would not be good. But, I mean, he won the championships literally by a landslide. and they did stick it to me bad. Can we go down this one?
A little ways. I usually go to like right over there and I turn around.
But I mean, that it was so blatant that their world champion missed not one but 4 stops and rollbacks. Didn't even do them, and they crowned that lady the world champion. And so at the awards, at the end of the finals, when they handed me my awards, I handed them my association card and said, "You'll never see me again." And man, my phone started blowing up about how unsportsmanlike that was. And I said, "Look," I said, "if anybody has seen me in competition," because this had to do with extreme cowboy racing. And just so you know, it was not Craig Cameron's deal. It was somebody else's deal. Anyway, I said, "How many times have you seen like Cam Shriver kick my butt? How many times have you seen Robin Bond kick my butt?" And I'm the first guy at the gate giving them a hug, shaking their hand, you know. It is so beautiful this morning. Unbelievable. But I said, I'm not a bad, you know, because if you beat me, my hat's off to you, because that means you probably had a pretty good day, you know. And I respect that. I'm a gracious person to, you know, to walk up and shake hands and say, "Hey, congratulations, great ride."
Yeah.
But when they robbed my horse out of stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just blatant politics, then yeah, that's gonna piss me off, and I'm gonna say something about it. I'm gonna hold some people accountable.
It does hurt. It never does hurt. But I always it hurts less now. Yeah, it definitely hurts less.
So, tell me a little bit about this mare you're riding.
This one, Cliff put the first rides on her 4 years ago when she was 3, and she's been really fun. She's a little pocket rocket. You pick up the reins, and I trust her with my legs, but you pick up the reins and she's vibrating. So, but like for dressage horses, they have to have that. They have to be like right on the edge of, you know, that fine line of brilliance or crazy. And you just have to contain it and use it for what you want to do. But the really great ones have that, like, really almost out of control fire within them somewhere. At least for me, those are the ones that I like.
The feel of a champion, where you know they've got, especially in the show pen, when they step in there, they don't get big and chargy really, but their countenance comes up, and you know that they know, hey, yeah. I'm here to do things.
I like the really
on
brilliant
an
ones.
upper
She's so
level.
Smart. So smart. And I mean, she wasn't. To me, she never scared me, but we bolted for a while. And we left the arena once, and we bolted quite a bit, but it's under control now, and man, this is a really good horse, so
Yeah,
it's
and
really fun.
She's at what level?
She's schooling she's showing the pre-St. George, but she has some of the, like the TF stuff, and I just tried some ones on her, so it'll be a Grand Prix horse, in my opinion.
Excellent.
And yeah, I think she's really fun. And she's small, but she's mighty. So
Dynamite comes in small packages.
that's her. It's all her all day. She's very, very cool.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And she wasn't like the best young horse, so you know, she kind of, nobody was like, oh, that one's the next one, but I'm like, you guys, this is a nice horse. Like, this will be a really good horse.
Yeah,
It's not like that traditional young horse type, because she's a little small. Like, the gaits aren't what they want in young horse, really. But I always do. Like the second I was really honored as like a 3 and 4 year old. I'm like, this is a Grand Prix horse. You just know. You can feel it when it's really, really clear it's like, this is the girl fourth one.
Yep. Well, and with our earlier discussions, about training theory and whatnot, it's about the love, it's about the passion. It's not about, so many people in the performance industry, whether it's, your side of the fence or mine. People get so focused on career earnings and buckles and trophies and lifetime stuff that, man, they can overcook them horses' grits on the training side of things, and that's.
I'm not convinced that brings happiness. Like, it's cool, it's exciting, but if you are only doing it for that, I just can't really think that that's what's bringing you happiness.
Well,
that's a lot of pressure too. So if that's all that you care about and your happiness rides on some medal or buckle or whatever, probably not very good. I need to rearrange your life a little bit.
God, you are a breath of fresh air. Someone who thinks just like I do about all of it. I literally.
Different saddles.
Yeah, different pants, different saddle, different breed, but the same mindset and heart set is what it's about,
That's the only, to me, it's the only way you can be happy and do this. I think it's the only way you can be honest, like truly happy about what your life and what you're doing.
I was asked one time years ago by a young lady I was dating. She said, if you could be anything in the world, any career, you could be president, an astronaut, a rock star, an actor, a pro ball player, making millions of dollars, anything, and your education was all paid for, everything was said and done, you were on top of your game, what would you be? Nobody had ever asked me that. And I said, I'd be exactly what I am. I just make my life riding around on the back of a horse. And she said, really? You, of everything in the world, that's what you would do? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing I want more.
There's nothing that ticks this box like this does. I don't know what it is. I couldn't do anything else.
Well, I say it all the time, there's horse people and then there's everybody else. And they're never going to understand us, and that's okay.
That's fine, yeah.
You don't have to understand.
For the people that get it, get it.
Oh, yeah. So the ones like us who are just absolutely obsessed that, there's lots of times I'll get up in the middle of the night and just go get on a horse and ride around it.
That's why I bought my little tour horse. When you want to get on a horse and it's no work, no nothing, just fun and mess around or in the middle of the night, whenever you want to. That's what she's for.
Yeah, I found that's when I come up with my greatest thoughts and theories on training, when it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, ain't nobody around, and I'm just going down a rabbit hole with my horse thinking, okay, I know what people say about this, but can I find a way to get the same result but ask you in a better way?
Yeah.
And that's when everything started changing for me. And it's so exciting, it's so fun. I never not want, I ever never get up and go, you know what, I have zero interest in riding a horse today.
Yeah.
It just never happens.
No.
Like ever.
If I don't ride for a few days, they start getting a little twitchy. Yeah, gotta get on a horse.
Well, I rode bulls for 20 years and I'm so busted up that if I don't ride, they literally saved my life. Yeah. Because I'm so tore up that if I don't ride and get that therapy, I am miserable.
Yeah.
I'm miserable. Not just mentally, but physically.
Yeah. I will be that way one day, I'm sure. But I know that. It's okay.
Well, I tell you what, it's an honor to ride with people who are so serious in the game, but yet have the right heart set, mindset, and energy. It's about the ride. It's about the relationship You know, a really good friend of mine that we spent a lot of time together riding, and she was watching me on a horse that was really being an idiot. And she said, you know, I notice no matter what's going on, your energy level never changes. You just stay chill. You don't freak out. You don't, and even if you do have to get after one, you don't let it affect your energy level. And she said, what it is you fix the relationship, and that's what fixes the problem. You know, and I'd never heard anybody say that before, but it's so much about the relationship. You know, look, I don't want to fight with you. You're too damn big, you're too damn fast, too damn strong. So I've got to find a way to get us in a place where we're getting along, but I can't beat you over the head with a stick to get you there. You know, and just because I've trained 10,000 horses to do it this way, you're not understanding. So if I'm truly going to be a good horseman, I've got to find a way to get that good result without being brutal.
Right.
And not to say I'm a pushover. If you're being a dink and you damn well know better, you know, I will get after you. But my idea of getting after one's pretty low key.
With anger or emotion, like you can correct them without getting angry, or you don't have to love them any less because they're being stupid in a moment. But that takes a long time to do. Like, you don't come out of the womb being able to do that.
No.
It takes a second.
Man, I know I keep saying what a breath of fresh air, but seriously, guys, especially those folks that know me, that have ridden with me and, you know me personally, they hear me talking all the time about this, but that's basically all I talk about. You are saying the exact same thing, Deb, the same theories, the same feelings and thoughts on it, and it truly is an absolute pleasure to ride with you.
It's been fun to have you here.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go on to other things, but I wish I could have shared the whole conversation, because I mean we were getting deep in the thoughts and the theories and mindset of others in the industry, and again, it's just super refreshing to ride with somebody of this lady's caliber who thinks and feels, you know, the same way I do, and glad I got to share just a little bit of it with you. I wish you guys could have got the whole thing, because you'd be blown away. Anyway, hope y'all have a fabulous day, and we will see you on down the road.